Today, we talk about
11 at 11.
All right, we are live. Hey, yo, Banger, we
I want to go home.
We have a very special guest this evening. Cut McDaniels, everybody.
Wow, he's hilarious. You should do stand-up sometime.
I've tried it. So
I know, I've seen it.
But no, really, this is a Zecharia with a Q.
Okay, that's
helpful. And
I'll say my entire name.
A work acquaintance of mine. And special guest today, we're going to be talking such special topics as comedy you mentioned. Let's dive right into comedy. So I recently started doing comedy. So did you.
Like right now you did. You just started it.
And I got to ask you, as so I've done it like 55-ish times now. You've done it like what, 4-ish, 5-ish
like
times
6.
now, right? Yeah. So you gotta walk me through like what's going through your head with stand-up now, because it sounds like it's not as much fun as you thought it would be.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much fun. It's always something I've wanted to do. I like stand-up. My favorite show growing up at Seinfeld, and then always start with the Jerry doing the stand-up, the bits. Yeah, I don't think it's that much fun. I like doing it, but I don't know how you've done it 55 times. Dude, I'm sick of it after 7 times. I'm kind of like, ugh.
No, it's hard. Like I remember last time I was here, I burned the fuck out. Like I did it. The night we did it together, before you got there, I'd done it.
We've done it like 5 times.
We did 2 sets together that night, but before that, I had done 2 sets myself. So I'd done 4 sets that day, and that's after I'd done like 2 to 3 sets a day for like a week and a half already, or 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So I was done. After that set, I didn't do stand-up again until I went to Iowa like a week later. So
I get a high when I do it. It's fun. But then as soon as I'm done, I'm kind of like, I don't feel like doing this again for like a bit. And like I've said multiple times to you previously too, I think it's really hard for me to redo the same jokes that I've done in the past.
Yeah, no, that's tough.
It just feels like lame.
I got
because I get like, you're trying to present to the audience, but I'm doing it for me. If I'm doing something for the audience, I do that every day because at work I'm doing something for somebody else.
Well, you never use the same inside jokes at work all the time?
No, I do, but those are different because it's like camaraderie. I'm saying like I'm not there to please the audience. I'm there to please myself. In my mind, when I'm doing stand up, it's an outlet for me.
Yeah.
So it gets kind of old where I'm like, okay, well every day at work I'm in sales. I got to do the same song and dance. So if I have to go up there in my leisure time and do the same song and dance, it loses something. I don't get off on people laughing the same way you do.
That's fair. Now, here's the thing though, like I've noticed this myself, like I've done this I've done this so many times now, but what I mean is I've done this enough times now where like the laughs don't give me as much of a high anymore. Like I get the laughs and it's almost like, oh, I didn't get a laugh there, means I got work to do, but I don't get like I don't like jizz in myself when I'm, within myself.
I'm surprised how quickly the plateau went from like being nervous to do something, doing it, and then it becoming like boring.
Or boring. I wouldn't say it's boring because it's still exhilarating, but it's only for me. Okay, so perfect example is today. I went back to People's Mic, which I've taken, or I didn't take you, but I told you to go once. You had a good time there. So it's my favorite mic, but today of all times, the crowd was smaller than usual, and B is like almost entirely the same people I've seen consistently. So like for the first time today, I was like, I do not want to use the same jokes today at all.
Yeah, that was my thing about like last time we went where I was talking about like, okay, everybody in the audience like is stand up here, and is everybody sick of Mrs. Maisel? The show.
Yeah.
Because you knew everybody in the audience was a stand-up comic.
Sure.
People don't care. It's different if you go to like a Phoenix bar with people there. A lot of them, I think, were there just to hang out. It's a different vibe.
Where we were performing? No, those are all...
No, not my work colleagues and stuff.
Yeah,
people that were laughing. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a very different vibe if it's like stand-up comics versus like casual people.
Legit. Like, that's the whole...
And I don't like doing it in front of stand-up people, because I'm like, I don't give a shit.
But that's the thing. So so the guy I said that was the most comparable to you out in Iowa, who's a stand-up comic, I was telling him the first time I went back, after the first time
Is he white?
Yeah. Yeah, Jameson is his first name. And he hates when I use his name, which sounds just like yours. It's just like, don't mention me back. And I told him the first time I went back to Iowa after trying.
Who's taller, me or him?
He is by a lot.
What?
Yeah, he's a big guy. And
who would win in a fight? Who would win in a fight?
I don't give a shit.
No, but who would?
He's a big guy.
Yeah, well, could I take him down?
Probably. He's not like an athletic guy. But anyway, I mentioned
unlike me.
So the first night we went
Fall out of a chair.
So for those that don't know, actually, I don't think anyone
All
does.
four of you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone does know this, but you got kicked off your first time doing stand-up, which was eloquence and poetry.
That was Andy Kaufman.
In and of itself. But
that character.
That was my first time. That was his first time. Or I'm sorry, that was my first time doing stand-up in New York. It was your first time ever, my first time ever in New York. And I was like,
wait, Creek in the Cove? Was that was your first time in New York?
Performing in New York.
Really?
In New York City, yeah. And
well, it was Queens, so.
And it was the only one I knew because of you. I was like, where's the open mics around here? I didn't know about freemics.com.
That was your first time ever?
Think about it. I didn't know any comics. I hadn't met any comics yet. And you were the only one that was like, oh, I know of this open mic we can go to. And it was, of course, Creek in the Cave on Wednesday at 11. That's the only one you knew about. So that's the one we went to. Now,
oh, great.
Yeah. Ever since, like, I've obviously got to know a little bit more and met more comedians day to day to day. But my point was, I remember doing that, and it didn't go well. As we know, it's not the best mic for us. And I remember.
I thought you did fine.
I did okay, but it was like it wasn't the same as Iowa.
It's a clicky place, yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't the same as Iowa.
You didn't bomb.
I didn't say I bombed. I just like it felt different, right? Because of what we were just talking about, right? And that wasn't even the worst crowd I've ever gone to. Like I remember going to another open mic before that where I didn't perform. It was at the Laughing Buddha because that was the other one you had only heard of, and it was sad, dude. It felt.
You're blaming me.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying like you were my only exposure, of course, to like where did
sex.
You stand up? Yeah. So I go to this Laughing Buddha-ish, and it was so sad. I just went to watch, which no one does, by the way. I was literally the only audience member there. Everyone else was performing. And
nobody did on Saturday, but yeah, open mics are.
It was just sad.
Yeah.
Bottom line is I went back to Iowa, and I did consistently better, and I still do, and I'm doing even better there now. But I told this Jameson guy this, and I was just like, yeah, man, I don't know about New York stand-up, but I'm just going to do stand-up out here in Iowa. And he just laughed in my face. Like, the audacity to be like, yo, I'm only going to do stand-up where, like, it's not where you get your chops. Like, this, you have to go through that open mic garbage to build some tough skin, work out how to bomb, how to win over a crowd. Because he put it in perspective for me. He's like, yo, if you can get open micers to laugh, the guys are not giving a shit about you, the guys that are just waiting for their turn, the guys that are like ready to leave as soon as they're done with their set. If you can get them to laugh, then you know you got something. Which he was right, because then I would start coming back to Iowa after doing like OD sets over here, and then they'd be like, holy shit, man, you're getting pretty good. Like, it's a noticeable improvement. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but I also think it's very cliquey here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like they all hang out together.
But just like anything else, like isn't that life? Like the more you hang out around a scene, the more you get to.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. It's
no, but for real, the more you're around something, like that's how I've gotten to know. Like
I know it's yeah. But you're also in a very distinct perspective. So I mean, like someone like me who has like a 9 to 5, or it's a little more difficult.
I didn't say it's easy, but what, you think you're the only 9 to 5er doing stand-up right?
Yes. I'm the only person.
No, plenty of people talk about their jobs and like they're working for Staples or they're working for some club.
Oh, Staples! Wow, yeah. No. I'm sure they're still in business.
Plus, that Kevin dude we met, he worked in banking, and granted, he quit his job to pursue this, but
who?
It's all walks of life. The guy we met at the Topaz.
Fuck's the Topaz?
Oh god, the Brooklyn spot we went that was super dark.
Yeah. Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Quit his job in
in LA to move to New York.
Wow, that was a great idea.
There you go. But I'm just saying, there's all walks of life out here doing this shit. But anyway, I don't want to focus just on stand-up, but I think
no, we should.
I was talking about this all yesterday on the podcast.
We should focus on 11 and 11.
Of course, my battery dies.
11 and 11. Everybody, check it out. It's on my YouTube. ZBenz518. Check out City High. I have commentary uploaded.
Actually, that's a great segue topic. Let's talk about it.
Did you watch my commentary?
It's self-explanatory. right, so
this is pretty self-explanatory.
So I gotta tell you guys, Zach here is a special breed. He's like, he makes
I'm
these,
white.
Yeah, so just to put it in perspective, Zach makes these esoteric YouTube videos, which you should check out on his channel.
What the hell does esoteric mean?
It means it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's not very mainstream, which is his fantasy, right? And it's his.
I like making them.
Yeah, it's his fantasy world. Or not fantasy world. What's the word? It's like not utopia. It's like your happy
Penis.
place. Your happy place. Yeah, there you go. And so you make these esoteric videos that I've sat and had to watch these with you 8-9 times, right? Anytime I come over.
I watch them myself all the
Exactly.
time. I'm doing it for me.
And you love it. You do it for you.
Yeah.
Later in the day, great. But the point is, they are very much
They're odd.
and just they don't make sense in terms of like they need an explanation unless you're like one of these pure avant-garde artists where you're just like you take your own interpretation for it. But
Yeah, unless you're
it's like-
intelligent.
yeah, and even then it's like kind of a stretch. So then you had this bright idea to record commentary over your own video.
I've only done it for one, but
And
yeah.
you only did it
I made
for one.
Joanna watch it, and she got so mad. She was like, "This is so retarded." She was like, "If you say juxtaposition one more time."
Oh,
here we
great!
go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
My favorite part though was watching it, and in the middle of his various commentary of this already esoteric production, he just goes, "All right, this part is self-explanatory." He's just like, "Why'd you make a commentary then?"
Well, it
Like-
wasn't either. No, that was.
Yeah, so this
cracked me
part, this part's self-explanatory. Moving on, and yeah, this part too, and yeah. So I was like, all right, well, this is great.
Kitty Cat Productions.
But did you change it to that? Is that the channel name now?
Yeah.
All right, but Kitty Cat Production, check it out. We'll leave a link in the description if I remember.
Yeah, for you, Mullen, the only person that'll watch this.
But no, really, to reference back what I wanted to talk about, 11 out of 11. So 11 out of 11 was this project you and I embarked on, what was it, last year now? It was like almost a year ago?
A year and a half at least.
A year and a half ago?
Yeah.
And it was these short segment YouTube videos, well, podcasts like SoundCloud? Yeah, SoundCloud and YouTube you started to do that was basically single
They're
topics.
mostly YouTube.
Single
They're all on
topics, and we did our top 6 of any set topic. Movies,
And would have a
books.
guest.
Not books.
Not all the time, but we would have
Yeah,
guests.
sometimes we'd have a guest, and then they would have a top 6, and then we kind of worked it out. I thought
But
it had a
we kept it. It had to be 11 minutes and 11 seconds, and then we cut it off.
Right. And I thought it was a great
Which is the
concept,
novelty.
but unfortunately it was abandoned. Maybe someday we'll revisit it.
I had to go to work.
That'd be nice. And
It wasn't paying the bills. I was
Not
like,
yet, it
wow, a
wasn't.
nickel this month.
not yet it wasn't. But
I said a nickel.
that's how these things start. They start on pay. It tests you to see, do you really enjoy making this stuff? Do you really enjoy stand-up? And if you do, hopefully it pays dividends in the end. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't
I know.
like turning hobbies
it's the whole
into
drum,
work.
Exactly. It's the whole drums of it that kind of kill everybody. Otherwise, everyone would do this shit, right? Otherwise, everyone would.
Well, no, people aren't as funny or as smart as me, so not everybody.
That's
can
my
do it.
point. You could actually make it through to the other side because you have the talent, but because you're bothered by this barrier of then you lose out.
Yeah, work.
I
It's
would
a drag.
But listen, my fellowship position was not fun.
Well, here we go.
Like I battled through it to like keep this up.
Yeah, to make a joke about you being a doctor.
But
Like that's why I did
That's
it.
not where it came from. Yeah, sure. That's like, I need this material. But I am getting tired of the doctor jokes too. Although I feel like that's
Dude, I honestly don't know how you can do, like literally, I can't keep doing jokes that I've done in the past. I just get
you
so
get
bored.
over it. You get over it.
I know.
Because at first I was the same way. I was like, "There's no way the same crowd is here from Iowa. They all have heard the joke once."
No, it's not even that. I just get bored of saying it.
I don't know how that's possible because you haven't even mastered the joke yet.
I know,
You're
but
still
I'm just like, all right,
stumbling
moving
words,
on.
You're still forgetting parts. You're still rushing your wordings. So like you haven't even perfected the joke
Wow.
yet.
Do you have any comments about my penis though? You dick.
And you haven't, because of that, it's just like, how are you bored already? You know what I mean?
Because I
That's
just
my
get
aim.
bored.
That's my
Yeah.
aim.
Because I'm not trying to like do it for a living. I
guess-
could, but then
yeah.
I would put like a lot of people out of jobs.
Yeah, because you're so noble. Exactly, so noble. All comedians.
All right, what's your next question?
It's not really a question. It's just revisiting 11 out of 11 and the work ethic of consistency with podcasting or anything creative these days. It's just like you have to be consistent to make it happen.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and if you're not with it, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know, not a question, but topic.
Thanks, Mom.
Topic I thought of on your way over here, which I would love to get your hot take on this. So I don't know if you heard or just started seeing the memes about this, not a drug ring, but like a Harvard ring that was broken up at Yale for people paying like $5.6 million on
I saw the headlines, but I had not read anything.
Yeah, I barely read it, but just, it's so
So
funny.
let's talk about it.
It's just funny that you see that headline, right? And it's 2019, but I remember ever since I was in high school hearing that running joke of like, oh,
What, they just take
your
so
dad paid you to get into Harvard or Yale or whatever.
Wait, so what's the controversy? I thought it was they were taking admission money and not looking at the applicants.
Maybe that's the devil in the details, but the big picture was there's bribes being taken to get rich kids into these said schools.
Oh,
Georgetown,
yeah.
Harvard. Yeah, it was like a running joke ever since we were kids. But like just today, it was a breaking news. This not drug ring, what would you call it? Bribe ring was busted.
Is this recording?
So, I don't know. It's just like.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, of course it's recording. No, we've just been sitting here like assholes.
That's what yeah, I'm not sure.
It's like, it's not on you. This is just a warm-up. What? Jesus Christ.
All right, what's the next topic? Because I don't care about that one.
You don't care about that?
No, I don't care. What the hell would I care about? Some stupid college kids?
You know what? I guess you wouldn't care about it because that's not your, not demographic, but you don't care about rich kids.
No, I don't give a shit about anybody.
You don't give a shit about it. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, let's talk
great
about,
questions.
Hey,
Solid interviewer.
Yeah, you're my first guest. I'll be honest with you. I didn't prepare for you because I don't feel the need to.
Wow.
But hey,
I'm not even sure if I'm offended or.
I was going to say that if you do return tomorrow to do another episode with or without Chowda.
Well, that's a presumption.
I'm just saying if. I said if. Then I will prepare some specific topics. But here's some topics I have written down for my own Forever Alone podcast, which I will bounce off of you, the ones I think we could have a fruitful discussion, if you will. But how's work been going in general?
Terrible. Sucks. Everything about sucks.
Do you want to rant about it?
No, I don't.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I don't want to talk about work at all.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, you got to be careful these days, Denver might be listening. Get it?
It's Dallas, you dick.
I know, but you do it all the time. So
How long have we been on the air?
11 minutes, 11 seconds.
How many viewers do we have?
Actually, I should have
Did
flipped.
Facebook Live? You're like, oh, I should turn this on.
I should have flipped the thing so we could see because usually the thing, oh wow, and the battery's on. Great. We'll be right back, folks.
We're taking a pause. Inch. Then my dick turns me on.
This so I know what I'm looking at.
No, I'm kidding. It grows more than an inch. I'm a grower, not a shower.
Actually, I didn't do an intro, so let me do an intro. Welcome back to the podcast. Here with special guest Zecharia Bunzing. This is episode 2. So welcome as the first guest on episode 2.
What was episode 1?
I did it already. Oh wait, no, actually, I take that back. This is episode 3 because I recorded episode 2 yesterday. Yeah.
Who with who?
Myself, Forever Alone. No.
Okay, so I'm the first guest.
Yeah, the first guest.
Okay, so it's episode 1.
So this is the narcissist I'm dealing with here.
No, I can't even watch my stand-up either.
Well,
It's so hard to.
So that's a great transition into what we just recorded. We'll see you back because I'm going to be splicing this up. This is a very low budget production. We'll be right back. Okay, now we're back in real time. So you brought up not being able to watch your own stand-up. I do want to address that, but I do want to address another thing. I want to
What?
shut down
the Holocaust?
from you right now. No, I want to shut down this debate right this minute. You either say something's too mainstream, I'm over it, or you say no one's going to watch this. You can't have both though. Like you can't say, oh, no one's going to watch this podcast, but then when I tell you people are actually watching it, you're like, like you can't. You got to pick a side.
Anyway, yeah, the Holocaust did not. No, yeah,
You can learn a lot from Bunzing. I want you to pay attention. Anytime he changes topics, that's a veteran move right there. So you gotta keep your eye out.
Yeah, you're a 12-year-old audience.
Exactly.
I struggle with
11.
liking things that are popular.
Right.
I always do. I also cannot do things that I'm supposed to do.
Very much
like if
so.
I have to wake up at let's say 9 a.m., I'll sleep till 2 p.m. But if I have to wake up at 2 p.m. for something, I'll wake up at 8.
Well,
yes. I'm just a rebel. I'm badass.
and this is how you not get things accomplished, guys. Which actually makes me very.
Do you know how much I make a year?
I was gonna say, which makes
$30,000.
I'm very impressed with how far you've come in life with that attitude. But no, before we move on to some key topics, you bring up a good point though. It is rough watching your own creative arts.
It's terrible. I really can't do it. I mean, I can watch, like we talked about before, the YouTube videos that I make. I love those.
You're not in those.
I'm not in them.
Yeah.
But watching myself perform is so hard.
Yeah.
It was funny because this guy that I met the other day told me he watched his stand-up like 40 times. He was like the same set, and he was like, "Oh, like I feel like and I was like, dude, I can't even watch mine once.
It's rough.
Dude, I cringe.
Yeah, I still can't.
I can't look at myself. I'm just like, this is retarded.
Yeah. No, I can't watch it.
I'm sorry. What's the word?
Not fun. I don't.
Well, retarded is offensive.
It's a PC word. Yeah. Well, it depends on the context. I've noticed a lot of comedians use the word, and it's fine. I got called a racist the other day.
You are.
Joke.
Look at you.
Yeah,
You
right.
chia pet and
Groucho Marx, a Jewish chia pet child.
ruin your jokes.
Thanks. I post all my sets on YouTube, so it's already been ruined. Anyway, but no, I heard someone talk about this. Someone famous mentioned that, like, because you have taste, that's why you decided to pursue X creative thing anyway, whether it was making a movie, stand-up, making a YouTube video, whatever. And because you have taste, you have the courage and the guts to pursue it and actually start it and do it. But when you watch it, you're like cringing because you're like, dude, this is awful. But like, that's you having the intellect to understand, yo, this is awful, but your abilities haven't caught up with your intellect of what's good art and what's not. So like, in your head that this is cringe and this is not great, but that's only because you recognize what great art looks like, what good comedy looks like, and you just haven't caught up execution-wise to that yet. So the whole big picture, if you really want to pursue it, is to just get through that barrier of like, okay, I suck, but one day I'm not going to suck and it's going to click. Like,
Yeah, and that's why I keep pursuing it, but I just don't like the way I look.
like physically?
Physically.
I should get a haircut. I don't know.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do.
Wear the hat more. I don't know.
Get a bigger dick.
Or that. Although it's not on display, so I'm not sure why that's a topic.
Hey, there's bulges in those jeans.
But yeah, no, it's tough to watch your own work. But I would say it gets easier the more you do it.
Yeah. Well. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Shit. Yeah. But now let's jump into some topics. I wanted to ask you about why are we so mad at kids for having face tattoos now?
Who's mad? I don't give a fuck.
Actually, yeah.
They're idiots. I mean, if you get a face tattoo, dude, I have this tattoo.
True, but you don't have a face tattoo. I feel like a face tattoo.
Yeah, but this one's pretty big.
True.
And this is like very in the open. It's funny. It's funny. I think people that do not have tattoos don't realize. Like, I don't see my tattoos anymore.
No, true.
When I get out of the shower or I look at myself in the mirror or whatever, I do not see the band, or like I have a whole half sleeve here.
Yeah.
You don't see them. You really do not see them anymore.
But
But I'm saying, like, that's why I think the same thing with face tattoo people, they don't realize how stupid it is. They don't realize, like, other people see them.
No, I disagree, because before you have to have that tattoo for a while before you stop seeing it. But when you make that decision to get a face tattoo, you have decided,
yeah, that's retarded.
I want
a face tattoo is absolutely ridiculous.
I wouldn't say it's ridiculous.
Unless you're famous.
Right, but I wouldn't say it's crazy.
Post Malone?
Post Malone, yeah. But my point was,
I like it.
I'm not mad.
I don't like the words, but
a lot of people get mad or discouraged or disappointed that kids are getting face tattoos, but I just say, can't we all just look at Lil Wayne? Like, isn't this all the result of the Lil Wayne phenomenon? Lil Wayne.
Well, what's funny is you're gonna have face tattoos and tattoos in general. The next generation, young kids are really conservative, and they're gonna grow up and they're gonna be like, tattoos are lame.
Well, that's just ebbs and flow.
Well, yeah, but it's important. I mean, it's coming. The same way, like, the youngest generation right now is wicked conservative. They do not like tattoos. They don't like doing drugs. They're very like.
Probably for the same reason you don't like doing certain things, because it's become mainstream. So they're like, all right,
right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, counterculture. They're like, okay, I want to like make money, have a family, take care of myself. My wife will stay at home. I want to have some kids. No, I'm telling you.
I don't think the picket fence dream is coming back.
Picket fence dream is coming back, in my opinion.
I don't see the appeal.
Well, yeah, because you're, what, 42? But no. But I'm telling you, counterculture is always going to be.
So why would my age matter to that? Like, shouldn't I want that more if I was older?
No, but you're not listening, because counterculture right now, counterculture is going to be pushed to the white picket fence again. That's going to become the counterculture.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because right now it's just like YOLO, do whatever you want every fucking day, like do drugs, get drunk, have sex with a bunch of people. Now I'm telling you, in 10 years, you're gonna have people who are like proud of being like, I've had one sexual partner, and I married him or her, and I have kids, and the women will be like, I'm proud of staying at home. My man makes enough money. I could buy a house.
That I could see.
Yeah, so you're going to see the counterculture of the 50s coming back. Because remember, even in the 1950s with the white picket fence, it's pushed as like, oh, that was always the thing. But no, look at the Great Gatsby. There was still, like in the 20s, the roaring 20s. People were still out partying, drinking, having a bunch of sexual partners, not really committing to people. And then that got pushed back by the 1950s, where it was like, okay, white picket fence. Because the younger generation is always going to want to counter the generation that raised them. It's just human nature.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I think
I'm not saying like one's good or bad.
No, I agree. I think we're disagreeing, but because
we're getting deep now.
Different thing. You're arguing white picket fence in terms of purely the counterculture ebb and flow. And I'm arguing white picket fence as in everyone wants to move to the suburbs and raise a family.
Which is going to happen too.
You think so?
People are leaving the city. New York City in the past 2 years has had the first time since, I think, the late 80s, the most decrease in people that make over $50,000 a year.
Most decrease in people that make
the population.
$50,000.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of who lives in the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are going back to the suburbs. And the suburbs are adapting.
Could that come and go too?
Yeah, it could, but it's going to take a while because right now we're at the start of it. It will go. Everybody's going to leave New York. Everybody with money, and New York's going to go back to New York in the 1970s again, where nobody wanted to be here.
Right.
And then what's going to happen is the suburbs are going to start building up. They're making like little towns in the suburbs that offer everything New York does. Because I mean, even think of it like. Well, hold on. Yeah. Even think of it like, so back in the day, New York was a place to come get interesting food, interesting bars, interesting drinks, all that kind of stuff, right? Now with Instagram and all that kind of stuff, anybody can have that. I don't have to go to New York to get sushi or like an interesting sushi plate. I can just pull it up on Instagram, and then a place in Somerset County, in Jersey, a place could open up and be like, oh, this looks interesting. This has a lot of likes. I'll make this exact same dish. Boom, boom. And then you have a town. It's cheaper.
I see where you're going with it.
It's an ebb and flow, the exact same way. Property rates are so high here, it's going to have to crash.
Here's my counter argument, though. First of all, I don't think you could ever replicate what's being done in New York City, let alone a metropolis type city in the suburbs. I just don't think you could replicate the exact thing. Maybe
not the exact thing.
Maybe the sushi dish one here, or a dope donuts.
Yeah, not the exact thing.
Right. So there's just some things that happen in a city, especially this city, that you just can't replicate elsewhere. Second point is, I would like to believe there's a lot more people smarter than me, with a lot more money than me, and a lot more money on the line, because money talks, building so much in your neighborhood of Long Island City, where I have to believe that the growth...
Out me.
What?
Sure, it's out me.
It's a big place. With such... what do you call it? With so much invested in that realm to say, hey, there's people coming, and they're coming in droves, and it's going to keep coming.
They're not. They're not, though.
I'd like to think they're smart.
But you have to understand, when you're building something, there's this idea of, okay, we're going to build it because they'll come, and then you have people buy.
Okay. But you build with the expectation that people will buy, right?
Right, yeah. But if they don't buy, then that's good on the seller. That's good on the seller. Right now in Long Island City, for example, I mean, most of those units are on, like, nobody's living in them.
Well, they're not even built yet, but they're still building.
No. There's so many units that have been built since I've lived.
Build, but also still building like that.
Yeah, I know they are still built. They are still building because people are convincing, the same way that you're kind of thinking about it. People are convincing people, okay, you should invest in this because we're building this big tower. Look at the growth
Oh, so you're
lately.
saying it's like a pump and dump?
Yes,
type of
pump and dump. Yeah, I'm seeing that all over the city, dude. I've probably met like, I don't know. I'd say I've met through all my jobs because I've been, job hopping, if you could imagine. But like 80 people, I would say I would consider quote unquote friends. There's only like 3 still around. People are leaving the city. It doesn't make any economical sense anymore.
Couldn't you argue?
Especially with remote jobs.
Well, couldn't you argue for the 77 people that have left for you, there's another 177 that have come in?
Yeah, but they're making like $50K, and then they're going to leave in 2 years.
Yeah, and then there'll be a new crop,
Yeah, sure. So if we want to keep it like that, that's fine. But you can't live in New York on $50K.
But maybe in LIC.
No, you can no.
All right, maybe not LSC, but my point is, I don't know that the city's really collapsing.
I think the city is it's gonna collapse, and it's gonna collapse in a pretty big
Well,
way.
if it collapsed, it would be epic. Let's be real. It's not gonna be like a.
Well, it's yeah, and I've thought about this a lot because there's a lot of foreign investment now that couldn't happen back in like the
Billionaires Row.
like back in the 80s, there were still some barriers for foreigners to invest. So right now, though, you have people that are coming in, they're buying penthouses and will never live in them. They're buying them as real estate speculation.
With comically low tax rates.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Which is insane.
There's nothing.
Like, I don't get it.
And I mean, if it's yen or any kind of currency, global currency, it's essentially just you're putting your money away, and it's like you're essentially buying like a CD.
So here's
a certificate, a deposit.
Now,
like that's all you're buying when you buy for
and I don't want to make this heavily finance-based,
No, we should.
if you will. But you can start your own podcast on finance. but I don't want to get too deep in it. A, because I don't understand it very well. B,
and everybody turn it off.
B, I don't understand it as well as you do. But C, just to keep it simple, I want to know. Wouldn't you think even if these billionaires investing in Billionaire Row with the comically low tax rates and whatnot, don't you feel like that money isn't really going anywhere anytime soon? So that kind of provides a stability.
Yeah, but it's not. So yeah, but it's not adding to the economy. That's the big thing.
Agreed.
People aren't living there. They're not buying goods and services. They just buy a penthouse. they just buy something and they're not.
Oh, that reminds me.
They're not here. And then hold on. So they buy something. They use foreign funds. It's taxed differently, and they bring it back to their native country.
Bring what back? They put the money here.
If they sell it. If I'm Chinese and I sell it to a Russian.
For even more money.
Yeah, but I'm saying that. So what does that do for the local economy?
Doesn't help anything with the
Nothing.
local economy. I'll give you that. But the money isn't going anywhere, which isn't the money that's invested. What's driving up the.
But it's not money. It's not money. It's not real. I mean, money does need activity.
I agree, but you're taking it way farther than I was trying to take it. But again, to bring it simplified a little bit, you mentioned this penthouse, right? Like when I was shopping around, I was asking the realtor, because it's Tim. You remember Tim? His brother's the guy that.
Who the hell's Tim?
Yeah, Tim from Troy.
Oh, Tim Steele?
No, not Tim Steele. Tim Hodges, or whatever. Yeah. So he. His brother's a real estate agent down here, so he's like, "Oh, you should hit up my brother. He'll hook you up with the real estate deal." So, so he's the one that found me this place. And I asked him, I was like, "Yeah, so how quickly do the places you do real estate listings for go?" He's like, "Dude, all the time, just like this. They're constantly disappearing." Boom. So there's constantly a market out here, and maybe the people you're talking to are that 50K people. But there's so many non-50K people that are just insanely just grabbing up land everywhere.
Yeah, but what I'm saying that's a precursor to not a real economy. Because like I said, people yeah, if somebody can afford in any of these buildings that we're looking out here, if somebody can afford an apartment that's $6 million, they're not going to go to the bodega.
Oh, I do. There's all types of people.
Yeah,
and I get what you're saying. I get the sentiment for sure. I don't know that
it's speculative. It's speculative. Yeah. They're like, I'll buy it at this price, and then I'm going to flip it.
Not everybody, though. I think that's kind of a broad generalization.
No, not everybody, but it's also like, I mean, there's like, 10 million people here. New York is writing its own check, and they have done absolutely nothing to curb the real estate speculation in this city, and it is going to bite them in the ass hard, the exact same way it did during the 50s and the 70s.
I have a hard time picturing.
In the 80s, it came back, and then it dropped again in the 90s, and then it came back again in the early 2000s.
That's why I'm debating, like, when's the perfect time to buy this place? Because I'm still renting, you know what I mean? And I don't want to just keep shedding rent, but at the same time, A, I don't want to pay property tax, and B, I don't want to, like, buy it and then the decline.
Honestly, I would never buy this place. You should not buy this place.
I can't see a good reason not to buy it, other than the speculation piece.
It's not that nice. It's not as nice as you think it is. The view's nice. No, I'm just saying the view. Yeah, the view's nice. Got a couple rooms. The only person I could see buying this is like another Persian.
What? There's a shortage of us out there?
No, I know, but I mean, like, it's not what you think it is.
But this is.
I think my place is nicer than this.
I'll be honest.
Because I have a terrace. I can go outside. You can't go outside.
That's fine. But I'll be honest with you, the main reason I kind of want to buy this place is because I don't want to get kicked out of here and have to remove all the shoes. Like, I just kind of need to park the shoes somewhere.
Is a bit.
But really, it's actually been a factor in my head. I'm like,
no, man, no. This
get that shit set up. Let alone like carry all those shoes in here. That was
dude. If I was your financial advisor, do not buy this place.
I don't know, man. It's
what are they asking for? Like $2 million?
I haven't gone down that road yet. I'm just saying. I'm thinking.
Yeah, and they're gonna hit you with fees.
Of course, but that's life.
No, I know, but I'm saying like, look at my place. My place is probably like, if I try to buy my place, it'd probably be like 1.5.
Sure.
But I can go outside.
Okay.
That's a big deal.
Who wants to go outside, dude?
You don't want to go outside?
Not right now.
No, but I mean in general.
How often do you really use your terrace?
All the time.
On a weekly basis.
We have a garden.
You go out there every day?
No, not every day. Not in the winter.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, spring through fall. Okay. Yes, I use it.
I got Central Park right there.
Yeah, sweet. you have to go downstairs. You gotta, I'm just saying.
If your whole argument for not buying this place is because it doesn't have a terrace, I have a hard time.
My whole argument about buying this place is I think New York real estate is super fluctuated.
I agree.
Super high.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the whole buy low, sell high, but also buy high, sell higher.
Well, yeah. I mean, a stock can be like, it can still have the jumps. Yeah. But like if, you buy here and then it goes here, but then it goes back here.
You can't time every dip, right?
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
thinking ahead. I'm just like, fuck, man. The last thing
I would not buy this place.
Buy this place now.
Unless I heard because I feel like they're gonna.
I would love for the crash to happen tomorrow while I'm still renting.
But they're gonna. But then you can't get out. Like, I don't know.
What? Yeah.
It's not that nice of a place.
Dude, this place is pretty nice.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, no, the view's nice.
That's a big deal, man. For me at least. This was a big deal for me, especially with the whole YouTube stuff I've been doing. Having this view has been amazing. Waking up to this has been amazing, And like from where I was living in my mom's basement to this. Is
right.
Like
so essentially, yeah. And you had your first dick of your life, and you're like, oh my God, that felt great.
Right.
I'm just saying, I used to live in another building in LIC, had the full view of the skyline, and I was like, "This is great." Yeah, hey. Yeah. You puked yeah, you puked there.
Now, I'll give you this. I don't think this is the best place to live in New York. I also would love to upgrade, but I'm just not there yet. So maybe someday we'll find myself in an even better place. We'll see.
Right. So why? As
an income property, as just a.
But I don't think this is an income property.
Real estate.
I think you're being overcharged right now for rent.
I take it up with the mayor. I don't fucking know, dude. Like, it's just idiot.
No, but you wanted me to be honest. I mean, yeah, I think you're being overcharged for this place. I know. It is what it is. I would be really curious to see what they would propose to you for this place.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask. I just haven't gotten around to asking yet.
I feel like they would be like $3 million. And I would.
I can't say any less than 3.
Yeah, and I would be like, I would not pay more than 1.5.
But you also come from a different.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
perspective.
I've been here, I've hung out here.
Like, man,
I'm here now.
And every time you come here, you're like, oh wow, you have shoes.
Yeah, a Foot Locker in the back. But I don't know. I don't think it's as nice as you think it is.
All right, well, let's move along with topics here. Dude, Tommy Wiseau is a fucking hero, man.
Who? Who the fuck is he talking about?
Have you ever watched The Room, the movie?
No.
Oh God. All right, never mind. Next topic. Hey,
All right, I'll hold. Is that real?
Breaking news: OBJ from our dear friend Backspacks.
No. He went to the Browns?
Let me go to ESPN, aim and trigger, just to. Source: Browns acquiring OBJ from Giants. Looks real.
That is ridiculous. He's such a moron. The Browns.
I kind of like it. You got what's his face?
Well, I'm a Bengals fan, so I'm pissed.
No, what's his face? Manziel, Jesus.
No, yeah. Wow, we look.
I want to say Patty.
Baker.
Yeah.
Baker. I was like
Patty.
Baxter Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
You got now Baker Mayfield. You got what's that running back that you just got?
Hi.
What's that running back they just got?
They got a running back?
They had a good running back they picked up. What the fuck was his name? Or no, good wide receiver they picked up. Not Crabtree.
The Browns?
Yeah, they got a good superstar they picked up just last year or this year.
Antonio Brown went to the Raiders.
Right. Let's see. Browns.
Browns got Baker.
Browns running.
Browns suck anyway. Who gives it? Who gives
Dude,
a shit? No.
Kareem Hunt. They picked up Kareem Hunt.
Oh wow, sweet. No, Browns are.
And they got Nick Chubb.
People that. Sweet Nick Chubb. What a great last name.
Hey, no, I mean, I think you can make some noise. I think you're just tight because you're a Bengals fan.
I know, but no. This is like pure people that do not understand football getting excited about the Browns. Hey, it's a team sport. You can't have a couple people
offline. Well, technically online, but offline of this, as far as how wide receivers do not make a huge.
Well, you talked about it. Nobody. I don't think anybody else responded.
Well, Baxter.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I don't think this makes them a Super Bowl contender, but I think this makes them even more interesting to watch than they were last year.
That is insane, OBJ to the Browns. Holy crap!
I kind of like it. Imagine if LeBron was still.
Well, it's just funny. He left New York, like. You know,
well, he didn't take
the place that
traded him, or it's not like a free agent signing, right? So
I don't know.
I don't think so.
He left this great real estate market for Cleveland.
Some would argue we're all leaving for the suburbs. So,
have you seen that 30 Rock episode? I just watched it last night where Liz Lemon visits Cleveland.
Yeah,
it's really funny. She's having like a great time,
and I just couldn't get back into it.
It's funny. I actually tried to rewatch it like a year ago, and I didn't like it. And then now I'm really back into it.
Yeah, I might have to give it another shot.
Yeah, give it another shot. Because I was like deep in The Office at the time.
Yeah, The Office, because it's like totally different.
And then I tried watching it and I was like, this is obnoxious.
But yeah, man, I think this could be fun just to watch. Like at this point, I'm like not interested in regular season football at all. Like it'd be nice to have more highlight reel type ish in the regular season because that's all this is going to be. There's not going to be a playoff run. There's not going to be
I'll let the owner know.
The owner?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his name? Oh, not the owner. The commissioner. Goodell. Yeah, I'll let Goodell know you're not happy with the product.
Jesus Christ. Regatta cheese.
Nepalation.
All right, let's switch another gear here.
All right, I'm gonna take a piss.
We'll be right back, folks. Nice little segment.
I think this is going well.
It's going fine, dude.
Help him out. He's a great guy. Right. He just went through a bad breakup, so he deserves it.
Okay. Well, anyway. So, next topic. So, you haven't shut up all day about some friend of yours that's been doing something cool musically. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so my buddy just released an album. He does all the vocals.
And he's an independent guy. He's independent. Not part of a label.
No label.
Did you even know he was doing music?
No, I just found out from him. But it's great, and we'll leave it. He used to date Joanna's sister.
Nice.
Yeah, for a few years, and they had a
Oh, is this the guy that they broke up with back when I knew her?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh yeah, you always spoke highly of him. All right.
Yeah.
So
Great guy.
So you just heard he's been putting out music. So what is this, like a debut album, debut single?
Yep. Debut.
Debut what? Is this just
entire thing?
songs he's put
Yeah.
out?
No. He's got 10 tracks.
Okay.
They're all really, really good.
And it's just on SoundCloud, or?
It's just on SoundCloud. Eat the Hours is the one that I think is a genius song.
So what's his name?
I don't know. All right, maybe censor that.
Why censor? Does it?
I don't know. I don't know if he wants his last name. The album is called Everyday Apocalypse. Everyday Apocalypse. Eat the Hours is the second to last song, and I think it's genius. So everybody should check that out. Yeah, Jake Hill. That's what I said. No, that is not it. It's Eat the Hours on SoundCloud. All right.
Eat the Hours.
Yeah.
Eat the Hours.
All right, let me just share it with you so you. Yeah. It's dope, dude. He does all the mixing.
All right, so this is actually Everyday Apocalypse by Winston Smith, based out of New York, United States.
All right, he's going. I don't know, dude.
So he calls this, most tracks on this page are unfinished concepts and demos. Good to know. So I guess, how would you characterize this music? Electronica emo?
Yeah, that's actually pretty.
Nailed it.
Yeah, you did.
What's a favorite song of yours?
Eat the Hours. I've said that like 10 times.
I mean, I can't tell if it's the album name or the guy's name.
Sorry. Yeah, Eat the Hours.
Interesting.
No.
It's labeled bedroom pop.
Let him start singing.
Oh, he sings?
Yeah, he's got a great voice. Which was surprising me. He didn't sound anything like this in person. Yeah, I really like this song. Like, unironically, I really like it.
It's fucked up. Yeah, that's right.
So it's like
No. Hold on. Keep going.
Well, I'm gonna turn
Wait for the twist.
It's like Dashboard Confessional meets Danny.
I don't know about that. No, you're missing where the juxtaposition happened.
Yeah.
The juxtaposition. Hold on. Turn it off. Wait, it's like a bass drop, but it's just. Wait for it. Wait for it.
That was
Yeah.
What beat drop?
You missed it because you skipped it. He goes from kind of more of like more of a conversational tone to the. But I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh,
I think he's great, and I want to plug him because I think I unironically really like that song.
All right, that's cool. I respect that.
And it's
So
that.
yeah, if you're interested, Everyday Apocalypse, Eat the Hours is a single off of it, but Everyday Apocalypse, the album name by Winston Smith, apparently on SoundCloud. So check it out if you are inclined for emo electronica.
Are we still here?
Yeah.
Are we still broadcasting? I watched Howard Stern's movie the other day. Yesterday.
Movie?
Yeah, Private Parts. You ever seen that?
Never heard. Howard Stern, the radio host. He has a movie.
No, the guy that sells hot dogs. Yes, the the DJ, Howard Stern. Yes.
So what, he produced the movie?
He acted in it too.
Oh, he acted in it. Okay.
Yeah, it came out in 1997.
Oh, 97. Okay. All right. I
Yeah,
know.
it was good.
So what, you just watched this at a retro theater or some shit? Or?
Yes, I'm gonna do a retro. No, I watched it. I got it off
No?
Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. It was good.
Why was that? Why did that pop up just now?
Because you're talking like a radio DJ. And I thought it was interesting.
Got it.
It's
Okay.
good. It's a good one. We should probably separate. By the way, you're gonna have to edit this, but we should probably separate the plug.
From?
What we're talking about now.
I can do that myself.
I know. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, I got it. Sorry. You just be yourself, will you? Well, not totally yourself, because I think you just don't really understand how to incorporate this into your conversation. Like you have to pretend this is like a live studio audience, and we're just like having a conversation in front of a live student.
There would never be an audience.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Just never get it. All right.
I'm having a blast though. This is fun.
Yeah, no.
You're not gonna have any more fun than what you're having right now. I'm telling.
This is gonna be the best interview ever.
No, I'm telling you.
Podcast.
You're gonna interview other people who are into sneakers and other comedians, but you're not gonna have as much fun. You're gonna be like, so what got you into your hairstyle? And they're gonna be like, 1989, I was
All right,
troubled.
How about this question? What's your thought on colleges, and do you think college is worthless these days? This is something I've been toying with.
Yeah, same. I don't think they're worthless. They're overpriced in that I won't get into politics, but I think they're overpriced because governments pay whatever. They subsidize colleges. They subsidize a lot of degrees, and that creates colleges to continue to inflate the price, where it's either the have or the have-nots. So what I mean by that is
have not if everyone's
no, but I mean I went to college almost for free. A lot of people I know went to college for very cheap, and then there are other people who are middle class or upper middle class who had to pay $60K for their kids to go to school. Yeah, so that's unfair. But colleges can continue to raise their price because they're like, well, your kids aren't going to make any money if they don't go to school, and it's the same thing like with healthcare. It's just subsidized bull crap.
Because in my opinion, college is just adolescent babysitter or adolescent daycare. Like it's
some degrees.
Not even the degrees. Fuck the degrees. I got a quote good degree, a science degree, a STEM degree, but it's worthless to me. It didn't serve me a purpose.
So could you imagine if you got like an English degree?
Oh yeah.
What those classes would have been like?
So that's why I'm saying I feel like college is just like this adolescent daycare where you just go to learn how to learn. You learn
how to learn,
how to have a roommate, how to interact with human beings. And it's not for learning academia. Like that's not.
There's value, but there is value in that, I think, where even an English degree, learning how to learn, learning how to interact with people.
Yeah, that's the important part. But I'm saying that might as well just be an adolescent daycare. You know what I mean? Like that's not.
And that's why it pisses me off. Where 30 years ago it was $15K to do it, and now it's $60K.
Yeah, it's not like the education.
And it's because
it's worse, right?
Right, and it's because of government loans. In my opinion, people just think it's free money.
Well, fuck
free real estate.
Fuck the reason for it. I'm just saying in general. I feel like I'm glad the conversation has switched over to more making vocations more hip, like plumbing, mechanics, welders. People, maybe not welders. I don't know the exact jobs that would fit under that category, but people, woodworking, carpentry, I suppose. I would think these fall under all that same umbrella. But making those things sound less not cool.
Yeah.
And things to pursue because you would take on way less debt. You would have a personal skill to provide the economy as opposed to an English degree, which in and of itself as an English degree, I'm not shitting on English majors as people. I'm just saying that English degree, I think, is fairly worthless as far as what that piece of paper entails your contributions to English. But the things you learn, perhaps, as far as literature and how to learn in the world of literature and how to discern literature, that's valuable. But I don't know that you need a $60,000 a year degree to get there.
Right, and I think that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, especially with how the new generation or the younger generation is embracing conservatism and that kind of white picket fence. They're also embracing this kind of trade ideas,
and not only
because
that,
people are right now rejecting because they're seeing what's happening. I mean, people aren't stupid, and this stuff all happens in a cycle. So you're having people who are just kids, 16-year-olds, etc., who are like, why would I go to school? I have the internet. I could figure anything out.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'll just go into a trade because I'm seeing, other people coming out of school, $100K in debt. Versus being I could help go build a telephone wire.
Sure.
And then
I'm not saying everyone should be pushing the vocation. What I'm saying,
I'm not saying everyone either, but I'm saying that the trend is definitely going to be.
Yeah, which would be good.
The college debt. That's why college debt is such an issue right now. Is because colleges know they're not going to be able to be paid back, and they know they're not getting new students at the same rate either.
Oh, well,
The whole thing-
I can't speak to the numbers. But
Yes, but the whole thing's going to collapse because colleges have overplayed their hand.
yeah, and I'm not saying that the kinds of things you learn in college as opposed to vocations isn't valuable.
We're not talking about learning. We're talking about we're talking about the economics
Yeah,
of it.
the industry of it, yeah.
The economics,
But,
yeah.
but I'm saying the academics and the actual learning portion of it, I agree with you. I think the internet has pushed us into this zone where like, I don't need to take this course to learn this. I can watch some YouTube videos. I can't tell you how much actual knowledge I have gained from YouTube, whether it was real world stuff or medical stuff.
Especially about vaccines, right?
Hey, or even just like how to break down a sentence or a paragraph in a book, how to write a script, how to, all these how-tos I can learn without going to school. Cinematography degree, like I learned so much cinematography, and I'm not like a pro at it, obviously, but like there's so many skill sets I learned just from going on YouTube.
And it's funny. I think it's funny too because a lot of this talk about, especially in the government now, politically, economically, about bailing out student loan debt. People think it's about bailing out the students. A lot of it's about bailing out the colleges because
Why are they on the hook?
because they're not getting their money.
But their money isn't coming from. Their money's coming from the government loans that the kids
Some of
are taking out
it, but some of it is private loan. I mean, it's a whole system.
Private loans, public loans. The loans gave the colleges the cash. They got the cash.
No, they don't have the cash. They have IOUs
From the loans?
from the loans.
So where's the cash going? The students are paying their.
Yeah, the students are trying to pay off the loans, but these colleges are like, shit, we're not going to get our money. So they're very much also like, yeah, bail us out too. No, I'm telling you.
I'd have to confirm those facts.
Okay,
but,
confirm it. But I'm telling you, the media is painting it like, the individuals need to be bailed out. It's the colleges that need to be bailed out
Well, I would have assumed.
because they're going to run out of liquidity.
Yeah, but how are they constantly building and doing construction on these college campuses?
Because they're
constantly expanding.
I mean,
if
we
they
went
don't-
to one school that was doing that. A lot of schools are not. A lot of schools are not expanding. A lot of schools they rely on the government to provide loans.
So state schools.
Well, no, even private schools. Private schools rely on state loans.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean state or government loans from the students that are used to pay for their tuition? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Government loans. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're telling me the government doesn't give cash to these schools?
Not a lot of them.
Really? And
Yeah, if it's a- if it-
IOUs?
yeah,
How are
it-
they constant?
If it's a loan,
A little confusing.
okay, so if it's a loan, the school will take on that loan with the expectation that the student or the government will pay it back.
Right.
But if the student doesn't pay back their portion, that's where it's becoming a bailout of, it's being presented in the media as only a student bailout. Like if I go to a college, I'm like,
No,
all
I
right.
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
If it's true, I just don't know that it's true because I'm coming at it from. Let's say I want to start a business. Mm-hmm. If I go to Citibank and I'm like, "Yo, I need 50K," they're going to provide 50K cash liquid to start this business, and I'm going to slowly chunk away to Citibank.
They're going to provide 50K, but they're going to expect it back.
Of course, but that 50K is liquid, actual cash that went to fund my business because the business didn't
but
get
cash-
started in
yeah,
IOUs,
but
right?
yeah.
So the same way with college tuition, I would assume if the government is guaranteeing these loans through the students to these colleges, the government is giving the colleges hard cash. Here's the loan. I'm guaranteeing that the student is going to pay me, the government, back for these loans. But now the college is out scot-free. They got their cash. They're good. I was under the assumption that
No, because but that's not how it works. Because the college is still going to assume that they will be paid back a certain amount.
So what you're saying is
And we're not talking about
colleges-
we're not talking about scholarships,
Not-
right? We're talking about loans.
I'm talking about I owe this college 50 grand this year, and you're telling me
Ignore
there's a
the-
third-party
yeah,
government
well, no,
piece
no,
that
no.
says, hey college, this student promises to pay you a monthly
Yes,
payment
yes.
when he's done.
That's
when
the
he's
issue,
done.
yes.
And if they don't, I'll step in and guarantee it for you. But you're getting an IOU for now. You don't have any actual
Yes.
liquid right now. You're telling me that's really how it
Yes. You got to think about that, and that's why the media is blaming the student and not the college. or the university.
Sounds like some Alex Jones-ish.
It's not Alex
Jamie, did
Jones.
you look this up? Oh, yes, sir. Let me,
Jim, pull that up. No, but I mean, that's what's happening.
let me see. How would I Google this?
You wouldn't, because it's not going to be something you can
Do
Google.
colleges
Do colleges what?
receive liquid cash from government?
No, you're thinking about it the wrong way. It's debt. It's not liquid cash. The colleges will always get liquid loans, but they're loans.
Well, liquid is liquid. Liquid is cash. Well,
Yeah, but they're
that's
loans.
paying, but-
They're loans.
Right, that someone is paying back, okay, use the example I just gave you. If I want to start a business, that business cannot be opened with IOUs. That business has to open with cash.
Yeah, but these businesses have been open.
Pay,
They've been open.
no, I'm talking about if I want to start a brand new business.
No. But you're thinking about it the wrong way. You're thinking about starting a brand new business. You have to think about it as somebody who comes in and they say, look, I'm going to have IOUs. 30,000 of this is going to be from a government loan. And I'm going to pay you that, 30K.
Sure.
That's liquid, but it's still debt from the government to the institution.
Stop using the word liquid. I'm saying I was under the assumption that cash would flow to these colleges.
Cash is still debt. You got to rethink. Yeah, cash is debt.
All right, then.
No. I know, but I know we're trying to figure out.
I just can't see a world where colleges are operating on IOUs. I just can't picture that.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Jamie!
I don't know what to tell you. It's a lot of IOUs.
Do colleges receive? I don't even know how to look this up. For our dedicated listeners, if you have any knowledge on the subject, because I'm a hard.
Yeah, we'll listen to the guys who buy
Who provided you this?
$600 shoes.
this
Dude,
concept?
I mean,
This is not an InfoWars bit.
no, this is not an InfoWars bit. Dude, I've literally just thought about this myself.
That's not comforting.
Well,
Where'd you read this? Where'd you find out about it?
literally myself.
From who?
No, that's how money works.
All right, if that's how money works, explain to me how this example is different. If I want to open up a pizza chain right there.
So right there, you're wrong. Open up is different.
Oh, it's different, but just bear with me.
But but I mean, it's completely different.
Just bear with me.
Okay.
I want to open up a pizza chain right there. I want to build my own building with my ugly mug on it, and I want it to say.
You're talking about
"Hey,
a
yo,
business
hey,
loan.
pizza."
You're talking about a business loan. It's
Let's
different.
say it's different. Let's say it's different. Fine, but just hear me out. I want to open up this business. I gotta construct shit with bricks. The bricks have to be paid for. The contractor has to be paid for, and the pizza maker and the pizza flour and the pizza dough has to be paid for in cash. Right? I don't have that cash. I don't have the 50 grand, 100 grand to start that pizza building and the things in it to make it start running. It's not going to generate 100 grand this year, right? But I need 100 grand to get it started. So I go to Citibank and I say, I need 100 grand. They're going to give me cash to start that and get all the pieces.
With interest.
With interest. And my job is to pay them back monthly, yearly, whatever. Now you're telling me that a college, because it's not a brand new business and because it's not an opening up business, it operates from a different world where it doesn't get straight up money from either government or private banks or private loans.
Yeah.
Straight up cash. It doesn't get that?
It doesn't usually. It gets promises of cash. It gets. So how it works is, if I'm a student, I go to the college. I'm paying. I get a grant, or maybe I'll get a loan. That's different. You're not buying physical assets to build something up.
Well, you're technically.
And you get on a payment plan.
Yeah, I'm with you so far.
Right. So what happens is during that payment plan, the college budgets based on what the expected payment is.
Yeah, but that's next to nothing if you're just talking about individual payments that they're.
No, but I'm let's say 30,000 students. And you're building.
But you're not getting that money from them right then and there. You're getting money from the old students or the students that have already come and gone.
Right, yeah. You're getting money off the debt.
So why is it I don't write those loan payments to the college? I'm always paying it to the guarantor of the loan.
Because the guarantor took on the risk.
What risk if they didn't have to front any cash to the college?
What?
You're telling me this? You're telling me Citibank?
Okay, so I'm telling you, you're a freshman. You go to school. You have to borrow $60,000,
Uh-huh.
right? That's guaranteed. That's $60K. It's guaranteed by Sally Mae
Sure.
or whoever.
Yeah.
That $60K is guaranteed. That college, and you're one of 30,000 students.
Right.
So that $60K is amplified. That college builds all the stuff that you're talking about based off that $60K.
Which they don't have apparently, because you're telling me.
Which they don't have because it's not cash.
Right.
I'm not giving you $60K.
Right.
I'm promising to pay you $60K based on
Sure.
interest and everything. It's a loan.
Yeah.
So when these kids graduate and they
You
start,
realize a loan, you still get the money. If I ask for a loan today from you, I get physical
and I'm
money.
telling you, it's not like that. They don't get the cash.
I have a hard time believing that.
They
What?
do not get the cash.
All right. Well, I want to how about we revisit that topic tomorrow? Hopefully,
Sure.
I'll have some
Tomorrow.
updated information.
Yeah, sure. All right.
On this,
All right.
this topic, because that is a very interesting thing. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're lying, but I have a hard time believing that.
It's like a balance sheet. It's the same way where if I'm a company,
yeah, expected income,
Expected,
profits,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But I don't think that's this. But
It's not cash.
We'll come back to it.
and that's the thing I think you're having a hard time wrapping your head around too is cash is just an idea.
I agree, but you need cash. to
You
make
have
this.
yeah, you have
fake
liabilities and
fiat
assets.
ish happen. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can build off of, because again, if a college wants to expand or wants to.
Well, that's
more
but now you're
teachers and
getting
stuff,
really
that
complicated,
requires
right?
cash.
But now you're getting really complicated where it's like, okay, if I want to build a new building, how do I do that? And that's where, and
You
especially
can't just
like
hand over an income sheet or an expected.
No, and that's where it comes-
This is how much the loans were.
that's what's really important, like especially like the private equity industry and like stuff that I do. Yeah, it has to be. But it's not cash. It's like, okay, what's the value that you could bring?
Yeah, but when
what's-
you go to the independent contractor, because the
It doesn't
college
matter. It
have
doesn't matter.
an in-house
Independent contractors.
contractor.
Yeah. But then you go out and get another loan from somebody else, from another bank, to build the building, based on what your expected revenue is going to
Yeah,
be.
the contractor for that building is expecting cash, not an.
It's not as much as you think.
It's not a matter of amount. It's a matter of, if I show up to build your college's building, you're not paying me in IOUs. You're
No,
paying
but
me
you're
cash.
you're missing it. But if you show me, so like let's say for instance, you show up and you say, okay, I want you to build me a new amphitheater for my college,
Right.
and I would be like, okay, how much are you gonna pay me? And you'd be like, all right, well here's like $300K to start, but look at like how much I'm going to make next year, and then you go into an
I'll
LO.
say tough shit. I don't care how much you're making. this year. I
No,
want
that's
my
not how business
300K.
works. Because then you go into then you go into an LOI, letter of intent, which you have lawyers, you have due diligence. Everybody comes in and they say, okay, this contract, what he's supposed to get, makes sense. So you'll get your money
Yeah.
later.
Not an IOU.
No, you'll get an
Later.
IOU. You'll get an IOU today, but then you'll get your money later.
Yeah, but what's later?
It depends on the LOI. And that also becomes like, because another contractor might come in and be like, look, I'll build it for you. You pay me 2 years from now. And then everybody owes each other money. That's how money works. Money is not cash.
I know what you're trying to say, but I don't.
I'm telling you, that's how business works.
Dude, cash has got to flow to these workers.
They flow, but it's like a
And
it's
cash has
different.
to come from somewhere. It can't all come from IOUs. You know what I mean? Like, it's
No,
all,
cash is an IOU.
technically speaking, but yeah.
Yeah,
give me the
but
cash
no,
IOU.
but
Don't give me the balance sheet.
No, but
IOU.
nobody's that is how business works. It's all a big pyramid of being like, all right, check this out, check this out, check this out. Everybody's saying check this out, and then it all flows down. That's why you see like people like Bernie Madoff when it blows up.
I don't
Because
know.
everybody, I know, but I'm saying that's why that was allowed to happen. Because that's how, like, when you get like to this kind of level of business,
So
how it works.
To kind of counteract that, and then we'll end this segment because I think we're getting in over our heads here. At least I am. I think that I would argue then the Bernie Madoff thing wouldn't have been a big deal if it was truly all IOUs, because then I would never have given him cash.
yeah,
It
but
would've been an
then
IOU.
you owe other
What do I
people.
lose when I lose?
You
cash?
owe other people cash.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Individuals got screwed in that, didn't they? It wasn't all just.
No, it's organizations.
That's it.
The Mets got screwed.
Well, yeah, I'm sure some institutions that had institutional investing got screwed, but I don't know, man. Something's off. Something's a little off.
Yeah. Welcome to New York City.
That's a New York thing. Anyway, this has been fun. Thanks for joining.
That's been okay.
And we'll see you on the next episode. Peace. Do you want to keep going or?
No, I'm good.
I just wanted to cut it just to cut it. I thought that was going a little too extra, but.
Ugh.